CBS television. Tuesday night, the 29th of July, 1997. Liza Minnelli, one of the great stars, is here tonight, and also one of the great stars of baseball, Brett Butler of the screen or television. She is currently on tour performing songs from throughout her career and some from her newest CD, which is called Gently. And later on this week, she'll perform with the Pantages Theater here in Los Angeles. It's a great pleasure to welcome you back to CBS. Thanks for coming in. You're at the Pantages in your hometown. You know, there's an old bromide that you're a prophet without honor in your own hometown. Are you a little nervous about this?
I am, and it's just because it's my hometown.
Yeah.
And so many of the people I love and respect are here, and you want to do good for them, you know. But I think anybody going back to their hometown gets a little antsy, you're right.
You must know every nook and cranny of the Pantages Theater. I'm sure through the years you've been there to see pictures with your dad and with your mom. Huh?
Yes. In fact, I went to the opening of Some Came Running with Shirley MacLaine and my father. That was his picture. And my father actually won the Academy Award for Gigi at that theater. So it holds great memories for me.
Well, as they say, break a lip.
Oh.
When were you first aware here in your hometown that there were stars in the neighborhood, movie people on your block, so to speak?
I wasn't until I left.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't realize it. But the block that I lived on at one point, it was, and these were just neighbors to me. Yeah. You know, so when there'd be a sing-along at home, the neighbors come over, everybody knows that kind of thing. It would be Lana Turner. She sang good. You know, she's wonderful. It would be Humphrey Bogart and Betty Bacall, Art Linkletter, Bing Crosby.
And these were people that your mom and dad would have in for Mr. Astaire, huh?
Yeah. The neighbors.
Yeah, exactly. And where was little Liza while all this partying was going on?
If I was lucky, under the piano.
Doing?
Listening. You know, I loved to listen. I hated to go to bed when that was going on. So I had a route through the kitchen, and I would sneak down, and if I could, you know, sneak under the piano, I could stay there unnoticed all night.
I noticed that your voice is a little raspy, and I was going to ask you about this later. You had some throat surgery over the winter, and what happened? What did they have to do?
I did a show, and I was doing the concerts at the same time, which is really kind of silly. But there was a polyp, so they removed it, and they kind of scrape your cords, and this is normal. In fact, almost everybody's had this done.
But you're not in any pain, you're not in any anguish.
No.
Yeah, okay.
And I can sing fine. I talk a little funny. It's true. But it's an amazing gift because you get back notes that you haven't had in years.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah. It's great fun.
But no discomfort now?
No, nothing hurts at all. It's just every once in a while I sound, you know, a little bit like Humphrey Bogart, like we said, when I'm speaking. But I'm singing good.
When did you tell your mom that you wanted to be a performer? Hey, Mom, I want to be a star.
Oh, God, I never said that. I wanted desperately to be an ice skater. Really badly, you know, because it had movement and it had music.
Style,
and it was like flying, you know. And when I was 13, she took me to see Bye Bye Birdie. And I saw all those kids up there. And I thought, wait a minute, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. And
when'd you tell her?
That night. I said, I'd rather do that, Mama. You know, I'd rather be on Broadway, you know. In the chorus, I didn't care. I just wanted to dance on Broadway.
And what was Mom's response? What did Judy tell you?
She said, okay, let's go get a hot dog. You know, she said, we'll talk about it later.
And didn't she say at the time, I think I read a story about this, where she said, it's okay, but don't sing my songs? Oh,
no. What happened actually was when I was 16, we come back here, and I was 16, I thought, I'm not going to be a mathematician. I got to go and work and start being crazy. So I asked her if I could go to New York to study and to audition. And she finally said, oh, well, all right. And so did my father. And she said, what are you going to sing at your auditions? And I said, I promise you I won't sing your songs.
Right.
And she looked at me with admiration, and she said, you promise? And I said, yes, Mom, I want to be my own girl. And I never want it to seem like I'm using you. Besides, who can sing those songs better?
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather be a first-rate version of myself than a second-rate version of a genius, you know?
Right.
And she said, okay, you know, and she was smiling away. And I told my father what I had said in our discussion, and he said, you know something? There'll come a time when you'll change your mind about that. Just one day you'll feel it, and it won't be wrong. It'll be right. And I guess I was so grateful that this was all right, that I was feeling so healthy.
Right, that you got the notes back you'd lost.
Yes, and that I was standing on a stage again, that I love standing on, you know. That it was the only way I could figure out to say thank you. And, you know, it's not, I don't sing over the rainbow, wouldn't dare, you know. But I just sang a chorus of, You Made Me Love You.
Yep, that'd be the one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because it's the truth, you know, about the audience and the stage and my parents, and I don't know, it just seemed right.
And so when did you do that? What night, what concert, what venue, if you recall?
We were in Greece, singing at the Parthenon, a gig at the Parthenon, and I don't know, it was so beautiful. You know, and it was all lit up and everything was so pretty, and the seats looked so gorgeous and so hard. You know, it's all marble there, and all these ladies kind of trying to look comfortable and looking at you. And I suddenly thought of the beauty of life and of my luck and my preparation coming together at the same time. You know, and of hard work, which is what I love to do. I love to work. And I just got overwhelmed with joy. And I knew it was the right moment. And I just did it.
And what happened when you finished? What did the audience do? They go nuts?
I can't remember. Yeah. I was so startled. I felt a huge connection with both my parents. And a funny kind of release in a way. It was lovely. It sounds corny as hell, but it happened.
No, it's not corny as hell, because, I mean, if there is one song, aside from Rainbow,
yes,
that we so identify with Judy Garland,
yes,
it's the one that starts, Dear Mr. Gable, you know, that's it.
Well, she used to love, when she would come and see me, she used to love that I sang all these acting songs by Aznavour, and, you know, that I found a way, because I never really thought of myself as a singer. I thought of myself as a dancer and an actress. But what I enjoyed was working with the lyric and making it mean something maybe a little bit different, or coming at it from a different point of view. And that's from my father's side.
Well, as you said, you were determined to be your own girl, and it turned out good, didn't it?
Thank you, John.
You are welcome. We'll continue here with Liza Minnelli and you on the toll-free. The new CD is called Gently. Liza performs at the Pantages Theater here in Los Angeles soon, and the toll-free is up and running at 1-800-952-2788. I'm Tom, and you're watching CBS.
It's a scorching 98.6 degrees.
This is 911 operator.
Liza Minnelli, here is Neil on the toll-free in Yonkers, New York. Hi, Neil, and welcome to CBS Late Night.
Hi, Tom. Hi, Liza. I'd like to know what you think about the tabloids writing all this stuff about you stars.
She sure has sold a lot of newspapers, hasn't she, Neil?
Sure has.
Oh, you know something? I don't have time to think about it because I'm always so busy working. I think that every celebrity goes through a point where it's their turn in the barrel. And it's just been that. But you outlive that by your work and by what you do and by just showing up and doing your job.
And don't you think that if they haven't put you in the barrel for a couple, 2, 3 years, they say, well, let's go back to Liza Minnelli, or let's go back to whoever, and find out if we can't find some more dirt on that person?
Yes, and for some reason it seems to be, it sells. I mean,
yeah.
I understand it. I understand it. If I was somebody living someplace I didn't like, and I could read that somebody who I thought was very lucky or had everything in the world,
or was glamorous,
or was supposedly this, was having problems too, I'd feel better. Mm-hmm. You know, I do understand that, but it's just not true. Other than that, it's fine.
Yeah. But it's been fairly quiet recently, has it not?
Oh, yeah, it's fine. You know something? I never know, Tom, because I'm always working. I'm always going to Greece or there or producing. I'm starting to produce things, and it's making my heart so happy, you know.
Neil, I'm glad you called, and thanks for watching.
And we missed you all week, Tom, and I'd just like to say to Liza, there's nothing like hearing your mother sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I love
agree
that
with
movie.
you. I couldn't agree with you more.
Okay, have a good night now.
All right,
you.
thanks for calling, Neil. Bye-bye. Be well.
Bye-bye.
It's been
Sweet.
it's been 25 years now since Sally Bowles
Yes.
and Cabaret and the Academy Award. As you prepared for that picture after its tremendous success on Broadway and on Roadshow, what was it like preparing for that picture, getting ready for it?
Well, it was so interesting because we were sent to Germany to make a musical about the Nazis.
Yeah.
So they weren't really, they thought, oh, this glamorous, this Hollywood is coming over here, you
Yeah.
know. And the Munich studios got all kind of dressed up and repainted, and people were waiting, all the showgirls there and the beautiful dancers and these handsome actors. And they slapped them, if you remember Mine Hair, which was one of the numbers in the,
Yep.
they put bruises on these girls and Bobby Fosse put them into the most insane positions. And, you know, these people suddenly were in Nazi uniforms. They were really confused. Fred said maybe we should call it the Nifty Nazi Follies, you know.
And the night that you're at the Academy Awards, after you're nominated for your performance,
Yes.
and you're I don't know where the awards were 25 years ago, where the Pantages Theater, the Music Center, or wherever they were.
Music Center.
Music Center.
Yes.
So you're there, and you notice that one of the other nominees, and I've read about this,
Yes.
has changed her dress. So what's going on there?
Well, it was Diana Ross. Everybody nominated that year. It was so wonderful. But I thought Diana Ross's performance was spectacular. You know, and I thought, boy, if she wins, I understand.
And she had a different dress on.
But she did change her dress.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, she was up there and she did something, swell as usual. But then she changed, like, a lot.
Yeah, the nerve of that woman.
Like, a lot. You know, and came down and sat in the audience. And I thought, well, that's it.
That's it.
You know, and I said to my dad, she knows something. And Daddy, she must know something. She changed her dress. And he said, no, don't worry. And then when they announced my name, my father let out a holler in my ear that I still hear, you know, just still rings in my ear, and burst into tears. And I looked at him, and I thought, I'm so glad you're that proud of me. Do you know what I mean? That was
know
the
exactly
only
what you
thing
mean.
I could think of. Because that enormous, he was very quiet, shy, humble man, and so brilliantly talented. And for him to have that kind of reaction was really extraordinary.
What about the times you toured with dear Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh.
and Frank Sinatra and Liza Minnelli? What a show.
Wow, that
what
was-
a show.
I mean,
As
talking
my
about
as my
luck.
father would say, if he would see that kind of a show, he'd say, you know, son, there's $1 million worth of talent up there on that stage. He says, Dad, you're about 9 million short.
No, but just, I replaced Dean Martin, is what happened. You know, something happened to him. I don't know what. And they needed somebody else. And I kept saying, Uncle Frank and Sammy, why don't you get, like, Peggy Lee?
Yeah.
Or Lena Horne or somebody, you know, why me? What do I have to do up there? So they said, no, we want you, kid. Come on, you're coming with us. And I was flattered, so I went. And the first night I stood on stage, and Sammy sang Birth of the Blues and was standing here. And I couldn't believe it. And then Frank started Witchcraft, and it was a medley I had written because they liked my taste in music. And I said, oh, who's going to write the medley? They said, you are. Okay. So I put it in a certain order. But they were singing. I was standing on stage with them when they
Between
were singing that.
Frank Sinatra Jr. and Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah. And they thought of me as their
Frank
kid.
Sinatra Sr., I'm sorry.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I'd known them since I grew up, like when I was a tiny baby.
When you were a kid, you worked here with your mom at Television City.
Yes.
You know, there's a gal I told you in the break, there's a lady who works here named Ann Nelson who's been here for a century. And she told a story, didn't they have like a yellow brick road from the stage to your mom's trailer?
Yeah, well, they didn't have a dressing room for us. What happened? They had a trailer.
Well, the nerve of this network.
Jim Aubrey. No, they had built her a lovely trailer, and they had, put a yellow brick road and everything. I thought it was corny. Of course, I was 16 when I, snobby and everything like that. And I was doing a show called Best Foot Forward, an off-Broadway show in New York. And she said, come on out here and do my show. I said, why, Mama? Nobody knows me. She said, I like you and you're good. Come on out. And this was like only a year after I left. So to come back and do that with her was great fun.
What
It's
is
the
it-
only real TV show I ever did with her. Once we sang together at the Palladium. But my father came to see it filmed and everything. It was terrific. I love this building.
What is it like having Judy Garland as your mom, Vincent Minnelli as your dad? I mean,
I don't know.
But you're the keeper of a legend. I mean,
But I don't
you're your
feel
own
that.
girl, but you're the keeper of a legend.
I know, but I don't feel like that. I feel like they were my mother and father. And it's on that show, in fact, that I did with Mama here. Somebody says to me, wow, what does it feel like to call Mama Judy Garland? Or Judy Garland Mama? And I said, no, wait a minute, that's my
Yeah,
mother.
do you mean?
What are you
That's your mom.
talking about?
Yeah,
How can you call Judy Garland Mama? That's Mama. That's not. And it was funny because it was all, you know, it was a bit that was done.
But I like the way you say
But it's
somebody.
true.
I like the way you say somebody says to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
You know, somebody says to me.
said to me.
You can take the gal out of New York, but you take.
That's right.
I want to ask you about a man that worked with me on the Tomorrow Show on NBC, Peter Allen, who was your first husband, who was one of the great performers of my time, who I've seen perform, who died too young and passed away too soon. But his vitality and energy on stage, I mean, he, like you, worked his ass off on stage for people.
I know. I sing one of his songs, the show. Oh, I just got all choked up. Wait a minute. Sorry.
Okay. Need to do your exercises again? Okay. Wait.
It's just got a little emotional. He wrote a beautiful song called All the Lives of Me, which is about kind of what we're talking about the fact that you really are everybody you've met.
Right.
And you take a little bit, people give you things, and that's who you end up being. And it's called, like I said, All the Lives of Me.
He wrote a great song about your mom. You know, quiet, please. There's a lady on stage. Put your hands together, huh?
Yeah, and so respectful.
Yeah.
Which is what she deserved.
Anyway, you're going to do a number for us tonight. It's called...
It had to be you.
What a great one, huh? Thanks for coming. I really appreciate
Tom,
your
thank
visiting
you
us.
so
And
much.
break a lip over there at the
Thank you.
Hey, you're gonna kill him, huh?
Thank you.
Liza Minnelli will be at the Pantages Theater Thursday through Saturday here in Los Angeles. If you're in town, try and get a ticket. And the new CD is called Gently, and back with Liza and her friends after this timeout. Liza Minnelli and the Cortez Alexander Trio, and this is from the new CD, which is called Gently. Miss Minnelli, you're on.
It had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around, finally found somebody who could make me be true, could make me be blue, and even be glad just to be sad, thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be me, might never be cross, try to be boss, they wouldn't do, for nobody else gave me the thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. It had to be you.
be you.
Again, my thanks to Liza Minnelli and the Cortez Alexander Trio and the great Russell Kassoff on the piano for this song from the new CD. And do catch her at the Pantages Theater if you're in Los Angeles this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Back with the great Brett Butler of the Los Angeles Dodgers, San Francisco Giants.